Let's talk about speech and debate.
We have a conspiracy on our hands here in Salem. Salem was once a jewel of the western coast, a shining example of America. We were a community of people who taught our children good morals and leadership values. But someone in Salem has decided to live by his own rules.
For the record, the district fully supports gays, lesbians, and
Latinos.
In early April of 2017, the movie Speech and Debate was released on Vertical Entertainment's website. Speech and Debate was directed by Dan Harris. When I first saw the trailers for Speech and Debate, I thought that it looked well put together. So you can imagine my surprise when I looked on Rotten Tomatoes and saw a 55% critic score and a 45% audience score. Rotten Tomatoes critics often have a reputation for being wrong, as visible here. But they're not always wrong in a negative way. Sometimes they're saying a movie is too good, as seen here. But rarely, and I mean rarely, they'll get it spot on, like this. At this point is when I'm going to sit down and watch the movie for the first time. Be back in a minute. Let's talk about Speech and Debate. Started this video at 9:30 p.m. and it is coming up on 5 a.m. right now. I did all my research about this movie. I looked everywhere that I could and none of it prepared me for what I was given. It wasn't bad. It feels like the characters were rushed. It feels like all of the characters were rushed entirely. The actress that plays Dawada has a good singing voice. I'll give her that. That's the first note that I wrote down. It's just, it feels like it had more potential. With the story that they could have gone, they could have made a lot bigger of a point. They sort of just wimped out, I guess. In the beginning of the movie, they make sure to make it clear these characters couldn't be more different from each other. Like, car. Dawada, she, at the beginning of the movie, throughout most of the movie, they don't address her home life. They stick to making her car. Yeah. Yep, okay. They stick to making her sort of not mysterious, but unknown. She's an unpredictable variable for the entire movie. You never know if she's going to be genuine or if, like she does multiple times, going to manipulate someone. Throughout the I wrote down too many times that this character is not likable. Hello? Oh fuck, the sky is blue. Fuck, I gotta finish this. The character of Solomon is a stereotypical Redditor. There's not much to say about his character. He sort of just is meant to embody an awkward teen who doesn't fully understand himself. And I gotta say, they picked a great actor to play that role. He does it amazing. Where I have a problem is Dawada. Actress, amazing. She plays the role so well. That sounded rude. No. She's good at acting. She takes that role and transforms it into a different thing. Because if you can tell that throughout the movie there's points when Dawada was sincere. And it really showed a contrast of her character throughout the movie. There was a subplot that they never... It's morning. There was a subplot that they never finished. The gay character, Howie, that was his name. He fucked a teacher, and nothing ever happens with that. Like, halfway through the movie, he just sort of blocks the teacher's number, but then everyone drops it. They forget that it happened, basically. And there's a point in the movie where they're on their way to the big first ceremony. And on the way there, a song comes on. I don't remember the song, but basically, when Howie was in Boy Scouts, he choreographed a dance to that song. And when he went to perform it, his stepdad had turned off the music and told him to go back to his seat and stop embarrassing himself. And then he was just called a nickname. The thing is, the way that they had set it up of him acting genuinely traumatized when he heard the song come on, it seemed like they were going to lead more in the way of that he was brutalized because of his sexuality. And I feel like if they had gone that route, it would have been more impactful that at the end of the movie he's able to perform that dance with two people that he loves. If they had gone that route, it would have been different. Instead, they have it be a stepdad to explain that he never got the love from a fatherly figure, and that's what makes him hook up with random men. Oh, God. Dawada, early in the... Okay. One of the driving forces of the movie is that Dawada wants to be an actress. And the play that's being put on by the school is Once Upon a Mattress. In that play, there is a woman that is pregnant out of wedlock. And Dawada is a YouTuber. So in a video talking about how she didn't get the role, she says that her and Lady Lurk have a lot more in common than you can imagine. And at first, you're supposed to take that as she feels undesirable, or that she feels like she's not attractive, because that's another thing of Lady Lurk, is that she's not meant to be specifically attractive. She's meant to be attractive for who she is, like, as a person. So that's what I thought they were going for, is that she's saying that she doesn't love herself. And I thought that's what her character arc was going to be, is realizing that pushing people away is only going to make it worse. So instead, halfway through the movie, there's a scene where Howie is just like, I saw you cross the street at the abortion clinic. What's up with that, huh? And then she's like, oh, I have a pregnancy scare. 5 minutes goes by. Literally 5 minutes. She said, Howie says, I saw you at the abortion clinic at 55 minutes in. 1 hour and 1 minute into the movie, they're already done with the clinic, and she literally opens a scene saying, man, I'm not pregnant. It's saddening. Like, for everything that could have happened, this is how it went. Yeah, throughout the movie, Dewada, she manipulates people. Everyone around her, she's using for her own gain. And Dewada is a clout chaser. She follows people around to get stuff from them, and then once she has that, basically, no one cares. The whole movie, she's controlling. It's horrible. It shows her characteristics of being manipulative in a good light when none of her friends care that she's like that. Instead, we have we have a scene where she talks with her mom, and her mom is like, please, you've got to start treating me like a mother. You aren't treating me with any respect. I need you to. And then she breaks down crying, and she's like, I'm sorry, Mom. And then instantly, on to the next scene. I forgot. That scene ends with a bathroom joke. They're in a Olive Garden bathroom, and someone in one of the stalls flushes, and they're both like, haha, gotta get out of here. It's lazy. Just before that Olive Garden scene, there is, throughout the movie, Dewada is in love with the Crucible. Very, very specific. And it's obvious from even the first scene that we see her in. She's, actually, no, not the first scene, but, the first time that we see her character developing, it's while reciting the Crucible. And she just... Where was I going with this? Oh, she's on her bed watching the Crucible, and it's like... she's just watching a scene that she recited earlier. Also, okay. They go to one event. The movie is called Speech and Debate. They go to one debate. They all bomb, get reprimanded by the school because they went to a gay bar. Only one of them is 18. One is 16 and one is 17. One of them is 18. He gets all three of them into the bar somehow, and on top of that, he goes up to, okay, the 18-year-old Howie, he goes up to the bartender and he's like, hey, my buddy over there, he's sad. Anything you would recommend? And then the bartender just gives him Molly. That shit's not cheap. And then I really don't want to dig into acting because the movie is really solid with that, except for when the actor for Sullivan has to act high. Solomon. When he has to act high, he is not a good actor. It's obvious that the actor's never been high in his life. It's baffling that the takes that made it into the movie are what they went with. There was a color correction scene that was weird. It was out front of a hospital. All the other characters were normal, and then this one character, Solomon's stepdad, was glowing orange. He was shining. Every time it would cut back to him, I thought that it was like him in front of a green screen, because he was just like, he was shining and the background looked fake. Dewada is a cunt. Oh yeah, late in the movie, it's 2/3 through the movie. None of the characters have gone through any redemption arc. It's just been, it's all been falling action the entire time. There's never a climax. Maybe Molly was the climax, but then that means that by that point their characters should have been developed enough that we care about them. Okay, I wanted to like this movie. I went into this movie wanting to like it. Is horrible. I'm not a religious person myself, but the thing is, when the biggest enemy in your movie is shouting, "Holy Ghost, Holy Ghost, Holy Ghost," as they taunt your main characters, I think that you need to calm down. Like, movie starts with a religious guy who's like, "Oh, we can't have a baby born out of wedlock in a movie or in a musical," and then he disappears for most of the movie. He's mentioned, and then there's a scene where Dewada goes to his house, and fucking cars, man. I'm at the end of my wits. Okay, I picked this movie because I was excited. I looked into the play. It starts out really good. The play. It starts with the first scene that I read. It's the gay character on a chatting app, and he's talking to this guy, and as things progress, it's like, oh, he's 36. Oh, he wants to meet tonight at 9 at this park. And then he's like, hey, send me your images at this email. And then Dewada goes to the religious dude's house, and she basically asks him, hey, I want to become internet famous. And then he's like, my sister did that for me. And then that's it. So then she's like, oh, how do you get people to listen to you? And he said, the trick is to not care what they think. At that point, I got pissed. Because I thought the point of her character is not caring what people think. Because throughout the entire movie, she was annoying to people. She was intrusive. She was manipulative. She stole. She lied. She was a horrible character, like, horrible person. And I thought the whole point was she doesn't care what people think, and that's her flaw, is that she no longer has the empathy to care about others. But no, her flaw is that she cared too much about what people think of her. It was... yeah, she's just entitled. The entire movie, she's like, whenever her mom would be like, hey, I need you to do this, please. I need your respect. I care about you. She would always be like, I don't wanna. And then pout. Or recite the Crucible. I really wanted to like this movie. Everything about it seemed cool. Like, life is ruined. The gay it had such a good premise. It seemed like a movie that I could really get with. And then in that scene,
And then I watched
it feels like the director and writer were like, oh, fuck. None of these characters are likable. Here, say these lines that are just exposing your innermost truth. And then people will like you. And that's it. She's just like, yeah, I lost my virginity in a sweater. And then, what's his face, the gay one, he's like, my stepdad didn't love me. And then that's it. They're just like, yep, we love each other now. 30 minutes, okay, not 30 minutes. Halfway point. Car. Come on, man. Halfway point, all the characters hated each other. And then, literally 2 minutes later, it's like, yeah, I gave him Molly. Now we love each other. It's sad. I wanted to come into this and be like, oh, I like this movie. I'm gonna look into the company that produced it, Something Entertainment, because I was realizing nobody saw this. This movie went under the radar because nobody knew about it. And that's because the company that produced it, the company that published it, they used their website and DVDs, and that's it. It's Vertical Entertainment. They were the ones that made Gay Best Friend and The Good Neighbor. Oh God. I just remember those are two movies that my sister loved. Jesus Christ, she just loves this thing. Before I started the movie, I messaged my sister and I was like, hey, Lin-Manuel Miranda is in it. It's about a play. It's an LGBT movie. I think you'll like it. It's on Netflix. Please watch it if you can. And then she was like, I've already seen it. So I asked her, hey, was it good? And her response was, yeah, I loved it. I should have known. At that point, I should have known. God damn it. Alright. Do I still have? No, I don't have it. Yeah, oh, religious dude, he said life is a stage, and then that gave her the idea to do a performance. There's scenes, they use the same shot maybe 7 times of Solomon sitting in he's standing in a hallway getting like bumped around by people, and it's the same shot 7 times. And they sort of just have too many kids in one hallway. I don't think that many kids, like, the amount of kids that go through that hallway don't even go to my school. Like, there was more kids in one hallway than my entire school. It was stupid. There is overcasting. I read a couple reviews. They were right next to each other. I'll put them up now. Basically, I thought the first person was insane. No, he's right. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. I don't know what rating system to do yet. I don't think I'm gonna do one. I'll just say I didn't like it. It was a lot of failed expectations, and I wish that they could have done better. I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep today. I don't know, man. Like, I've got a lot of energy. Alright. Well, I didn't want it to be an angry video for my first one. I picked this movie because I was really excited when I saw it. I saw that when I looked up teen dramas, and I put it on my list thinking, oh, this is going to be horrible. And then I go back and look at it, and it says play adaptation. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is professionally written. So then I look it up, and I'm reading through what they have available of the play, and I'm liking it. And so I got really excited, and I did all the research I could. I made all of that video before this, and then I ended up watching it, not liking it, coming here and ranting. That, I don't know how short that's gonna be when I'm done clipping shit out, but fuck. That video that I just took lasted about 30 minutes. What time is it? It's currently 5:30. Gotta get home before my dad wakes up. I'll probably just open the garage and act like I've been in there. Fuck. Alright. Well, this isn't the end. Catch you guys later.